If you're a game hoarder like me, you probably look at your Steam list aimlessly trying to figure out what to play next. That's why I decided to make this video. Today, I'm going to be playing every action RPG on my Steam list and giving you a quick half-assed review, so that next time when you're looking for a game to play, you can just remember this video and go, yeah, that crappy video with 200 views helped me make my choice. Fantastic, that's the game I'm playing today. And we're going to go alphabetical as well, so in no order of importance. We will be starting with Albion Online. Albion Online is technically an action RPG, MMORPG, get those acronyms into you. Basically, it's a game that allows for you to play top-down and MOBA style combat against millions of other people. Basically, it's just a PvP game on steroids. If you like full loot PvP, if you like enjoying grinding and getting your gold up and then losing it all in a matter of seconds, this is absolutely the game for you. There's so much content in this game, there's so many videos out there describing how it works. It's a pretty straightforward game once you get the hang of things. What I love about Albion Online is there's so many different ways to play it. It is a full player driven economy as well, which means that every item, every piece of gear is crafted by another player. Even the gear that drops from mobs comes from what's called the black market. So essentially players put their items into this economy and those items are then split across the NPC drops. If you really enjoy the risk versus the reward and having a good time with your friends, and you're not too precious about dying multiple times in a game, Albion Online's the game for you. The best way I can describe it is medieval MOBA style action RPG EVE Online. And a lot of the players are actually EVE Online players. Well, they're ex-EVE Online players anyway. I've personally sunk over 200 hours in this game, and I had a lot of fun doing so. Highly recommend. Seal of approval. Alright, next up is Arena of Kings, a free-to-play game on Steam at the moment. Not sure if it's always been free-to-play, but there's certainly good reason behind that. This is a 3v3 MOBA combat style action RPG game. Got that old school graphics feel, which makes it cool, I guess if you're into that sort of stuff. But looks like the devs have put quite a bit of work into this game. Unfortunately, maybe because I'm OCE and I play during Australian hours, I couldn't get a match. And this is one of the newer ones on my Steam list, so kind of disappointed. From what I've seen so far, it definitely has potential. I'm hoping that the reason why I couldn't get a match is due to my time zone and not because it has no player base. Outside of that, I've got a couple of criticisms. It has a cash store, but I guess that's what happens when a game is free to play. And on the other side of things, there's not much to do if you can't get a match. The only thing I could do was hit this training dummy over and over and over again, which is, I guess, okay if you want to practice your combos, but I would have rather have had a training match against some real bots or something like that. All I would say is I recommend that the devs consider different game modes like a 1v1 for when no one's playing the game, and potentially single player challenges. That would be fun with a high score leaderboard. There could potentially be these game modes, don't get me wrong. I am only level 1, so I'm assuming that if I level up my character, I'll get to unlock these modes. But for when no one's there and you've just downloaded the game and you want to play, not a good look, guys. Anyway, I don't think I would recommend this at this point. If I play it again and I find a lot of interest and it is a fun game, I might make a separate video on it. Next up on the list, Eternium. This one's actually an ARPG. It's single player, it has a campaign, and it allows for you to go through it at a reasonable pace. It is a free-to-play game on Steam, and with that comes absolute cash grabs with the cash shop and the different currencies. What you'll notice about this game straight away is it's a port of a mobile game. As soon as one of those cutscenes hit and you see those Android buttons, you'll know exactly what I mean. And with that also means lots of currencies, lots of gems, and anything you want to do, you have to spend premium currency. It kind of lulls you into this false sense of hope. The graphics are charming, it reminds me of World of Warcraft. They even nod to World of Warcraft in a couple of the mobs. I mean, they straight up rip off the Murlocs. And yeah, there's actually a mob in the game called Murloc, imagine that. What you'll also see is as you progress through the game, you want to unlock a skill box, gems. You want to upgrade skills, gems. You want to unlock something else, gems. You want to add more inventory slot, gems. And they give you enough gems to start with, but by the time you get to about level 8, you'll realize you're out of gems. And that's when I'm assuming people who enjoy the game will end up buying gems, or people with addictive personalities will end up buying those damn gems. I didn't play beyond this point, to be honest. If you want to just check it out and see what I mean, it's free. There's no harm in it. You can probably get pretty far as free to play, but do I recommend this in terms of a long list of ARPGs? Absolutely not. Let's go on to the next game. Next up is Grim Dawn, an apocalyptic fantasy world ARPG where humanity's on the brink of extinction, iron is valued above gold, and trust is hard earned. It is definitely a good game to check out. I highly recommend it. My time in Grim Dawn is about 7 hours of gameplay so far. I like playing around with the different builds. I like being able to mix builds. It's got a very intensive skill tree once you start to get into the end game content. I believe there is definitely seasonal options available as well, so for those hardcore Diablo fans that like to get to end game and then do season content, I think there is leaderboards and seasons and whatnot. The community is pretty interesting. I was on their Discord for a little bit, and there's definitely some hardcore fans out there. Came out in 2016, so graphics are a little dated. It's not going to be the best game graphics-wise. However, that said, the combat feels really nice. I really enjoy it. I played a minion build, I played an AoE build, I played a rogue. All of the classes feel solid in their own right, and by the end of the game, you'll have a mixture of skills from different classes to choose from. Definitely not a free game, so go and check it out and wait for it to go on sale. Given that it's come out in 2016, you wouldn't want to be paying full price for this game. Seal of approval. When you think Van Helsing, you certainly don't think ARPG. However, the next game on the list is one of the highest rated ARPGs on Steam. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing has been around for some time now. Released in 2013, this game still gets sold regularly and people are still leaving reviews on it. It's one of those games that you really need to test out and try for yourself. However, it's got a really different take on the ARPG genre. It is a gothic noir world, so it does have that apocalyptic hell and minions sort of feel that most ARPGs go for. But what it really changes up is the skill system and the science and that steampunk feel that you don't see in many ARPGs these days. It is decently enough solid when it comes to the ARPG experience. It does lack a few things to make the game feel more fluid to play. It does have more of a feel associated with Diablo 2 style of ARPG. If you like Grim Dawn, you'll like this. If you like Path of Exile, you might not enjoy it as much. The variety of items and builds, they actually feel pretty good. It just takes a bit of learning to figure out what's important. Character development in the story felt good as well. It wasn't too cheesy, but it was written like a typical fiction world. The game is intriguing, the story is okay. It's not one of those things that you can't put down, but it's enjoyable enough. If you're an ARPG fanatic, and you have tried almost every other ARPG experience except this one, give it a shot, because it's up there in terms of one of the top rated games. Also wait for it to go on sale. Another seal of approval. Now for the next couple of games on the list, I'm not going to do a review because I know that they're very popular games and there's plenty of content out there. All I'll say is my personal opinion, and that's about it. The next one was Lost Ark, and I'm going to have to say for me it's a no. I just couldn't fathom the cash shop. I couldn't fathom the amount of money you'd have to spend to get to the high tier gameplay in this game. I know it's possible as free to play, but the amount of time sink versus time spent in real life, as someone who really wants to value the real life time versus the game time, I can't give it a seal of approval. I know a lot of people enjoy the game and I understand it's got a massive fan base, but for me, that's my personal opinion. The one after that was Path of Exile. I don't even need to say anything. Absolute seal of approval. It was the only competitor to Diablo for a very long time, and there's good reason for that. They've got seasons, it's got content out the wazoo. There's so many different builds that you can do, and every time you play that game, it's a completely different experience. Highly recommended. If you've never played Path of Exile, then please give it a go. Now, coming up to the end of the list, I'm going to actually stop there and ask, if you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. And if you like this style of content and want me to go through other categories in Steam, I've got over 200 games, so please let me know. I always find it hard to come up with video ideas, so if this works, then let's do a couple more.